This is Coins Numismatic Series, where pocket change becomes priceless. When most people think of rare and valuable coins, their minds often drift to old colonial coppers, gold pieces from the 1800s, or silver dollars from the early 20th century. But seasoned collectors know better. Sometimes, incredible numismatic surprises come from modern circulating coins that you could easily overlook in your pocket change. Today, we're exploring one such coin, the 1997 D Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary quarter from the late 1990s, but certain examples have proven to be astonishingly rare and valuable, commanding estimates as high as $50,000 to $70,000 under the right circumstances. To understand why this coin is so special, let's start with the basics. The 1997 D quarter was minted at the Denver Mint, which is indicated by the small D mint mark found on the obverse side, just beside Washington's ponytail ribbon. In that year alone, the Denver Mint produced an enormous quantity, over 599 million quarters. With such a high mintage, it's easy to assume this coin is extremely common, and indeed, most examples are. Even today, you can sometimes still find 1997 D quarters circulating in change. However, the real magic lies not in the sheer number of coins produced, but in the handful of rare varieties, error coins, and high-grade survivors that elevate this issue from ordinary to extraordinary. Historically, the 1997 D occupies an important place in the broader narrative of U.S. coinage. By the late 1990s, the Mint was preparing to launch the revolutionary 50-state quarters program, which began in 1999 and would go on to become one of the most successful coin series in American history. Millions of new collectors joined the hobby during that era. But before the state quarters arrived, the Mint was still producing the traditional Washington quarter design that had been in circulation since 1932. That classic obverse portrait of George Washington by John Flanagan, paired with the bold eagle reverse, had become a familiar staple of American coinage. The 1997 D, therefore, represents one of the last standard eagle reverse quarters before the great transition to the statehood designs. This context adds a nostalgic and historical layer of appeal, making the coin a symbolic farewell to an era that spanned over 6 decades. For collectors, the most thrilling aspect of the 1997 D quarter lies in its mint errors and unusual varieties. Error coins are highly prized because they capture moments when the mint's otherwise precise machinery slipped up, producing coins that are both rare and unique. Among 1997 D quarters, examples of off-center strikes are known, where the design is shifted noticeably away from the center of the coin. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date remains visible. Collectors love these because they are visually striking and easily recognizable as error. Other errors include double strikes, where a coin was struck more than once by the dies, leaving behind overlapping images. Even rarer are wrong planchet errors, where a 1997 D quarter was struck on a planchet intended for another denomination, like a dime or a nickel. Imagine holding a quarter that's smaller and thinner because it was struck on a dime blank, yet still carries the Washington design. Such coins are instant rarities, and auction results show they can easily fetch thousands of dollars. The most dramatic and valuable of all are double denomination errors, where a quarter was accidentally struck over an already struck coin of another denomination, such as a Lincoln cent. These bizarre hybrids are numismatic marvels, and when they appear at auction, collectors bid furiously, often pushing prices into the tens of thousands of dollars. But even without errors, condition plays a vital role in determining a coin's value. The term, fine condition, describes a coin with moderate wear. Washington's portrait remains fully visible, though many finer details, like his hair strands and the eagle's feathers on the reverse, are worn smooth. In this grade, the 1997 D is collectible, but not usually worth astronomical sums. It might bring a few dollars from collectors filling holes in their albums. However, the real prize lies in uncirculated and high-grade mint state examples. These are coins that somehow avoided the bumps, scratches, and general wear of circulation. For a 1997 D quarter to remain in pristine condition is incredibly rare because the vast majority were used in daily commerce. Third-party grading services like PCGS and NGC have recorded only a limited number of 1997 D quarters reaching top-tier grades such as MS66, MS67, or higher. These gems exhibit sharp strikes, dazzling luster, and virtually no distracting marks. Collectors prize them because they stand out from the ordinary. One notable example sold for over $6,000 at auction, and as demand for modern high-grade rarities grows, experts believe the finest known coins could push into the $50,000 to $70,000 range. That is an astounding figure for a coin that so many people dismiss as just a piece of pocket change. This phenomenon highlights a crucial point in numismatics: rarity isn't always about age. Yes, older coins can be rare because of limited survival, but modern coins can be equally rare when you factor in condition rarity and minting errors. A 1997 D quarter in average condition might be worth only 25 cents, but in exceptional condition, or with a dramatic error, it can transform into a numismatic treasure worth tens of thousands. This unpredictability is part of what makes coin collecting so exciting. You never truly know what might be hiding in a pile of change until you look closely. Beyond value, the 1997 D quarter also carries a cultural significance. For many collectors, especially those who began their journey with the 50-state quarters program in 1999, discovering the 1997 D feels like peeking into the immediate past. It's the bridge between the familiar eagle reverse and the flood of state designs that captivated the nation. In that sense, it represents both an ending and a beginning. Collectors who build complete runs of Washington quarters from 1932 through 1998 often highlight the 1997 D as one of the final milestones in their albums. And for those pursuing registry sets, competitive graded collections ranked by condition, the 1997 D becomes a key battleground coin where the finest examples are fiercely contested. Market trends over the past 2 decades have also favored coins like the 1997 D. There has been a growing appreciation for modern rarities, as collectors recognize that the challenges of finding pristine examples can rival, or even exceed, those of much older coins. Auction houses now spotlight these modern issues alongside classic rarities, and collectors respond with enthusiasm. This trend shows no signs of slowing down, meaning coins like the 1997 D Washington quarter will likely continue to gain prestige and value as time goes on. For collectors searching their own coins, there are a few practical tips to keep in mind. Always examine your quarters carefully under good lighting. A jeweler's loupe or magnifying glass is essential for spotting small details like doubling in the lettering or unusual die breaks. Pay attention to the surfaces. Does the coin still shine with original mint luster, or is it dull and worn? Look closely at the edges. Are they full and complete, or do they show signs of an off-center strike? And of course, check the weight and thickness in case the coin was struck on an incorrect planchet. Any anomaly can be a sign that you have something special. If you do come across a coin that seems unusual, the next step is authentication. Professional grading by PCGS, NGC, or another reputable service not only confirms what you have but also gives it an official grade that buyers trust. Having your coin certified can make the difference between selling it for a few $100s and selling it for thousands. Serious collectors and investors are much more willing to pay top dollar for certified coins because they know they're getting exactly what the label says. The 1997 D Washington quarter dollar in fine condition may not seem like a superstar on its own, but its story is a reminder that value is always in the details. Whether through dramatic mint errors, spectacularly preserved gems, or its place in history as one of the last of the eagle reverse quarters, this coin has captured the imagination of collectors. The next time you see a 1997 quarter, don't just toss it into a coin jar. Take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of numismatic history with a value far beyond 25 cents. And that's the beauty of the hobby. Every coin has a story. Every pocket of change holds potential, and sometimes the most ordinary-looking pieces can reveal themselves to be extraordinary treasures. The 1997 D Washington quarter is a perfect example, and for collectors, it serves as both a challenge and an inspiration to keep searching, keep studying, and keep appreciating the rich history embedded in America's coinage. Thanks for watching Coins Numismatic Series. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and check out my other videos for more rare and valuable coins. Keep searching, keep collecting, and maybe your next big find is already in your pocket change.